Hey guys, what's up? I hope you're all doing well. So this whole Nickmercs tweet situation has blown up. I mean, people are coming down on either side as predictable. And as you probably already know, there have been calls for a Call of Duty boycott. This thing has gotten so bad that Timthetatman, in support of Nickmercs, has requested that his skin also be removed from the game.
I'm sure a lot of you saw what happened with Nick yesterday. So I'm going to just say this at the front, man. I love Nick. I talked to him for about 30 minutes last night. I know him, bro. And I truly do not think he meant to hurt anyone with what he said.
This fiasco has reached a level of ire with the community that Dr. Disrepect has also decided to uninstall Call of Duty, off of his system, and has demanded that Call of Duty Activision publicly apologize to Nickmercs, or at least reinstate his bundle before Dr. Disrepect will stream Call of Duty again.
It just blew my mind. Absolutely blew my mind. That Call of Duty, Activision made the decision to pull Nickmercs' skin. So what we got to do is uninstall the game. Number one. I mean, don't get a mistake, this year's Call of Duty is the worst in its franchise. But that decision by COD's PR marketing team, I'll tell you right now, man. That's a tough one. That's a tough one to digest for the two-time. I feel like, A, they either need to apologize publicly to him or reinstate his bundle in order for me to consider playing Call of Duty again. That's where I'm at.
Call of Duty is releasing their Season 4 content today amidst the fact that they are getting absolutely roasted by the Call of Duty community, especially on Twitter. The tweet has sparked a good amount of debate and comment, but what no one seems to be really talking about is the business, not the political side, just the business. Now, is Activision pandering? Yes, but that's what companies do in this day and age, and to a great extent. They do it all across the board. The kicker is they've been doing it for years and years and years. They do it to boost the bottom line of the business. Sometimes it's subtle, like what an enemy looks like in their games, usually some German, Russian, Asian, or Middle Eastern type, and sometimes it's not so subtle, like flags or genders, skin color, you name it, all in the pursuit of the almighty dollar. Now, if you've played Call of Duty for a long time, those themes will resonate with you. When is the last time that Activision hasn't tried to milk every cent out of COD? We went from, whatever is on the disc you bought, you played, to DLC, downloadable content, to seasons. When somebody says something or makes a public statement on social media or otherwise, and there's a kerfuffle from a marginalized group, minority or majority group companies, like Activision, that have invested in or aligned themselves with a popular personality or groups, like bands, etc. Well, those companies will test the temperature of the waters and wade in to distance themselves from the personalities if the backlash from those offended might affect their bottom line as deemed by their PR research think tanks. That's when they are pandering. They are hedging their bets based on their research as to how many, people they will lose versus how many people they will gain. Sometimes they bet wrong. Sometimes they bet right. The question is, how many times has the community called for a boycott of COD? How many times has it been successful? Actually successful. How many of us have played or continued to play COD during and after the calls for a boycott? How many of you will still keep playing COD after this? Me, personally, I can't wait to see the population numbers in a few days. Now, I've seen and heard people talking about Nickmercs' free speech being violated, and when people talk about this, it drives me crazy. People have a cursory understanding of the English language as it is, and most of these hot take commentators leaving their opinions in the comment sections of people's videos or tweeting have no real understanding of legal interpretation. This is the most frustrating thing to hear. This is not a freedom of speech violation at all, so stop it with that crap. For all of those who are confused, let me explain it for you. Freedom of speech is a government issue, not a private company issue. Now bear with me on this, I will tie it all together. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof or of the press or the right of the people to peaceably assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. That means the government can't limit your speech unless it falls into a narrow set of categories like defamation, fraud, obscenity, and incitement. Plus, there's another one that I can't mention here, YouTube. But now, why you say? Here's the tie-in. Because YouTube is a private company with its own set of rules and regulations that you agree to in order to use the platform. That thing you click on that says you're a certain age and you check a box that says you've read and agreed to the terms of service, but you didn't really, read it, did you? So what did Nick do? He made a tweet expressing his opinion on an LGBTQ matter, and Activision Infinity Ward decided to remove his operator skin from the game. Regardless of where you fall in this matter, people are saying they violated his free speech rights. They didn't. These corporations have reserved the right to limit your actions and, yes, what you can say on their platforms, games, etc. The company you work for has the same kind of agreement for employment. People just don't read. They hot take and go off of bad information. Why do you think Infinity Ward has a report function where you can, report offensive language, clan names, etc., etc.? You agreed to abide by their terms. If you don't agree with them, then you are free not to play the game. Nickmercs and others who have, their operator skins in the games have had to sign off on them with Activision so that they get paid a percentage for use of their likeness. Don't think for 1 minute that this does not include behavioral or language clauses. Listen up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone, however you identify. This is a business first and foremost. They are tasked with and most interested in making money off of us, the consumer. If you threaten their pockets and or have the potential to cause them to lose money, you will get disavowed, removed, and they will distance themselves from you faster than Usain Bolt could run a 100-meter race. This is a multi-billion-dollar company. They will do anything and everything to protect their image and money. They reach out to everyone they can because all we are in the big scheme of things is a revenue stream. They will go where the money flows, what's popular, whatever they can exploit to gain more money. They have a duty to make profits for their shareholders. They reach out to streamers that have large followings to promote their games or products to use us as a mutually beneficial deal. The streamer gets perks, popularity, gifts, and first access, to titles. The company gets exposure to bigger audiences and access to a potentially larger revenue stream to pimp their game to. As much as you love Call of Duty or your favorite game, this is how the business model works. If it didn't, then they wouldn't waste their time, implementing sbmm and eomm to keep you playing, to keep you engaged, to keep you, to be able to milk every possible, opportunity they have to inundate you with image after image of skins and bundles to give them more money. His skin came out only a little while ago, and just with one tweet, his operator skin got removed in a flash. Why? Because it exposed the company to potential backlash, so they acted fast and distanced themselves from him. Does that really mean they care? Or did the money people realize this could cost them a revenue stream? Money. You are free to express your opinions as much as you want. What you are not free from is consequence. Every social media warrior pounding their chest to boycott this, or that has no real skin in the game. Face it, they call them keyboard warriors for a reason. If you want to boycott something for what you believe in, that's fine. Do what you feel is right as long as you're not harming others. Do so, with this in the back of your mind. What streamer really gives a shit about you on a personal level? Would they boycott your job if you were being treated unfairly? They don't know you, you don't know them, and it's okay. All those calling for the cancellation of COD or Activision or the developer, still play the game. They still make videos about the game. They still complain about the game and will do the same thing for the next COD. Why? The money. This whole situation will blow over in time and the ball will keep rolling, and so will the cash. Do I have an agenda? Well, it's very simple. I want to make videos to entertain, inform, and assist you in the game that I play and enjoy just like you. Do I want to make money? Yes, eventually. It would help in purchasing titles, equipment, and overall make it easier to do what I love to do. Speak on games. Let you know if they're good or bad in my opinion, and to help you get the most out of them even if they are bad. We did spend money on them after all, so don't just throw them away and waste your money. Bottom line, if you want an opinion that's honest on gaming and the companies that make them, then rock with me, man. I try to be as unbiased as possible, and if not, then go with, whoever you like. We can still be friends. I'm not going to lie to you about the stuff, and I sure as hell don't cheat for views or gameplay. Let me know how you feel about the game, the boycott and this entire situation, and leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. It's your time, and I thank you for sharing it with me. Have a great day.